Hey legends, welcome back. In 1999, the U.S. Mint changed the way Americans looked at pocket change forever. The launch of the 50-state quarters program transformed everyday coins into collectible pieces of history and sparked a nationwide obsession almost overnight. These 4 quarters marked the very beginning of that journey, each one telling a powerful story rooted in the nation's founding. From Caesar Rodney's midnight ride for independence in Delaware to George Washington's legendary crossing of the Delaware River in New Jersey, these designs captured moments that shaped America itself. But the real question is this: are these quarters still just worth 25 cents? Or could a rare mint error or pristine example be hiding in your spare change, worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Today, we're breaking down the history, the designs, and exactly what to look for. Let's dive in. First up, the 1999 Washington, Georgia State Quarter was minted in the year 1999 during the inaugural launch of the United States Mint's 50-state quarters program. This program was officially authorized by Congress in 1997 and introduced to circulation in 1999 with the goal of honoring each U.S. estate through unique reverse designs. Georgia, being the 4th state to ratify the Constitution, received its quarter early in the program's first year, making it part of a historically significant initial release. The coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carrying no mint mark, and at the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark, with a combined mintage reaching into the hundreds of millions. From a design perspective, the obverse of the coin continues. The classic portrait of George Washington, originally created by John Flanagan, a design that has appeared on U.S. quarters since 1932. The reverse of the Georgia quarter reflects strong state symbolism, featuring a large peach at the center, representing Georgia's identity as the Peach State, flanked by live oak sprigs. Above the design is the state outline with the year 1788, marking Georgia's admission to the Union, while the motto, Wisdom, Justice, Moderation, appears prominently, reinforcing the state's foundational values. These design elements were not only artistic choices, but deliberate historical references approved by state authorities and the U.S. Mint. The minting history of the 1999 Georgia quarter is especially important because it occurred during a period of intense public demand. The state quarters program became an instant national phenomenon, forcing the U.S. Mint to dramatically increase production speed. This high-pressure environment led to a wide range of strike qualities, from weakly struck circulation coins to exceptionally sharp examples, and, in rare cases, coins with minting errors or unusual planche compositions. Some Georgia quarters were later discovered to have been struck with misaligned dies, off-center impressions, or on planches not originally intended for that specific issue, making them highly desirable among advanced collectors. Condition further separates ordinary pieces from elite rarities. Most 1999 Georgia quarters entered circulation immediately and suffered wear, scratches, and surface marks within weeks of release. However, a very small number were preserved in near-perfect mint state condition, retaining full original luster, clean fields, and crisp design details. When these coins are professionally authenticated and graded at extremely high levels, they become virtually irreplaceable. Collectors value them not just as coins, but as historical evidence from the earliest phase of one of the most influential modern U.S. coin programs. Over time, as collectors began to fully understand the importance of first-year state quarters, combined with exceptional preservation or confirmed minting anomalies, market demand surged. Competitive auctions and private sales pushed prices far beyond expectations, redefining what modern quarters could be worth. While the vast majority of 1999 Georgia quarters remained common and inexpensive, one verified and exceptionally rare example reached an astonishing market value of $92,000, placing it among the most valuable modern U.S. quarters ever recorded. Next up, the 1999 Washington, Delaware State quarter is one of those rare pieces that combines both. What appears at first glance to be an ordinary quarter is, in reality, a symbol of a revolutionary moment in U.S. minting history and a coin that reshaped the perception of modern collectibles. The 1999 Washington, Delaware State Quarter was minted in the year 1999, the same year the United States Mint officially launched the 50-state quarters program. Delaware was intentionally chosen as the very first state to be honored in the series because it was the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution in 1787. This decision placed the Delaware quarter at the absolute beginning of the program, giving it a level of historical importance unmatched by any other state quarter. The coin was produced at both the Philadelphia Mint, which carries no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark, with an exceptionally large total mintage designed to meet nationwide demand. The obverse of the coin features the classic, left-facing portrait of George Washington, a design that has defined the U.S. quarter for generations. This familiar image contrasts powerfully with the reverse, which depicts Caesar Rodney on horseback, riding through a storm. This dramatic scene commemorates Rodney's historic midnight ride in 1776 from Dover to Philadelphia, where his decisive vote helped secure Delaware's support for American independence. The inscription, "The First State," appears proudly on the reverse, reinforcing Delaware's unique place in American history and setting the tone for the entire state quarters program. The minting history of the 1999 Delaware quarter is unlike any other modern U.S. coin. When the program launched, public excitement reached unprecedented levels. Millions of Americans actively searched for these quarters, banks ran out of rolls, and the U.S. Mint was pushed to its operational limits. During this period of intense production, quality control was challenged by speed, resulting in a wide spectrum of strike quality. While most coins were standard circulation strikes, a very small number were produced with exceptional detail, unusual characteristics, or minting anomalies that were never intended to leave the mint. Some Delaware quarters were later identified with dramatic mint errors, including off-center strikes, double strikes, improperly prepared dies, and coins struck on incorrect planchets. Other examples stood out not because of errors, but because of extraordinary strike sharpness and surface preservation. These coins displayed deeply defined details, especially in Caesar Rodney's figure and the horse's musculature, areas where weak strikes are common. Coins that retained full mint luster and flawless surfaces became almost mythical among collectors due to their scarcity. Condition is the defining factor that separates a common Delaware quarter from a legendary one. Because these coins were the first released, the vast majority entered circulation immediately and experienced heavy wear. Finding an example that survived without contact marks, abrasions, or loss of luster is extremely rare. Coins that were professionally graded at ultra-high mint state levels, particularly those verified as unique error strikes or exceptional early production specimens, entered a completely different category of value. These pieces are viewed not just as coins, but as historical artifacts from the birth of the most influential coin program of the modern era. As years passed, collectors began to fully recognize the Delaware quarter's unmatched position as the first coin of the series. Demand grew steadily, driven by elite numismatists who sought the finest known examples, as well as investors who understood the long-term significance of first-issue collectibles. When one of the rarest and most perfectly preserved 1999 Washington, Delaware State quarters surfaced in a verified sale, the results stunned the numismatic world. Competitive bidding pushed the coin into a realm few believed possible for a modern quarter, ultimately establishing a market value of $272,000. Next up, the 1999 Washington, Connecticut State Quarter is one such coin, quietly carrying immense historical weight and, in rare cases, extraordinary market value. The 1999 Washington, Connecticut State Quarter was minted in the year 1999 as part of the very first year of the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program. Connecticut was selected as the fifth state to be honored in the series, following Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Georgia, in recognition of its early ratification of the U.S. Constitution in 1788. Like other quarters from this inaugural year, the Connecticut issue was produced at both the Philadelphia Mint, which bears no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, marked with a D. Hundreds of millions of these coins were struck to satisfy nationwide circulation demands during a time of unprecedented public enthusiasm. The obverse of the coin features the iconic profile of George Washington, a design that has appeared on U.S. quarters since 1932 and serves as a link between classic and modern American coinage. The reverse design of the Connecticut quarter is both simple and deeply symbolic, showcasing the famous charter oak tree. This image commemorates a pivotal moment in American colonial history, when Connecticut's royal charter was hidden inside the massive oak tree in 1687 to protect it from being seized by English authorities. The tree became a powerful symbol of freedom, independence, and resistance to tyranny, values that resonated strongly with the themes of the state quarters program. The minting history of the 1999 Connecticut quarter is closely tied to the overwhelming success of the program's launch. Demand was so intense that the U.S. Mint operated under extreme production pressure, striking coins at high speeds to keep up with circulation needs. This environment led to noticeable variations in strike quality, die wear, and surface finish. While most Connecticut quarters entered circulation with average quality, a very small number were struck with extraordinary precision, exhibiting sharp detail in the bark texture of the charter oak and strong, clean fields free from contact marks. In addition to strike quality, certain Connecticut quarters emerged with rare minting anomalies. These included off-center strikes, doubled elements die cracks, and transitional errors involving planchets not intended for that specific issue. Such coins were not identified immediately and often circulated unnoticed until discovered years later by experienced collectors. Once authenticated by professional grading services, these rare pieces gained significant attention due to their scarcity and the historical importance of their first-year production status. Preservation plays a crucial role in determining value. Because most 1999 Connecticut quarters were used in daily commerce, surviving examples in near-perfect mint state condition are exceptionally rare. Coins that retained full original luster, sharp design details, and pristine surfaces became elite collectibles, particularly when graded at the highest mint state levels. These coins represent untouched examples of early state quarters production, frozen in time from a moment when modern coin collecting was reborn in the United States. As collectors and investors began to appreciate the combined significance of first-year issuance, historical symbolism, and extreme rarity in top condition, demand for the finest Connecticut quarters increased steadily. Competitive auctions and private sales revealed just how valuable these coins could be. When all factors aligned, while the majority of 1999 Connecticut quarters remain worth only face value, one exceptionally rare and professionally verified example achieved a remarkable market value of $125,000, firmly establishing it as one of the most valuable modern U.S. quarters ever recorded. Next up, the 1999 Washington, New Jersey State Quarter is one such piece, representing both the early momentum of the state quarters program and the growing realization that modern coins could one day become highly valuable collectibles. What appears to be a common quarter at first glance carries layers of historical meaning and, in rare cases, surprising market strength. The 1999 Washington, New Jersey State Quarter was minted in the year 1999 as part of the first year of the United States Mint's landmark 50 State Quarters program. New Jersey was selected as the third state to be honored in the series, following Delaware and Pennsylvania, due to its early ratification of the U.S. Constitution in 1787. The coin was produced at both the Philadelphia Mint, which carries no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark. Like other first-year state quarters, it was struck in very large numbers to meet nationwide circulation demand during a period of intense public interest. The obverse of the coin features the timeless, left-facing portrait of George Washington, a design that has remained largely unchanged for decades and serves as a visual anchor connecting classic U.S. coinage to modern issues. The reverse design of the New Jersey quarter depicts General George Washington crossing the Delaware River on December 25, 1776, one of the most iconic events of the American Revolutionary War. Beneath the image appears the inscription "Crossroads of the Revolution," a phrase that reflects New Jersey's strategic role during the fight for independence. The scene is rich in detail, showing Washington standing firmly in the boat as it cuts through icy waters, symbolizing leadership, determination, and sacrifice. The minting history of the 1999 New Jersey quarter is closely linked to the explosive success of the state quarters program's launch. Public demand was unprecedented, and the U.S. Mint was under constant pressure to produce massive quantities at high speed. This environment resulted in noticeable variations in strike, quality, and surface finish. While many coins were struck quickly with average detail, a small number emerged with exceptional sharpness, strong relief, and clean fields. In addition, some coins were produced with minting irregularities such as off-center strikes, die cracks, doubled elements, and other anomalies that slipped through quality control during high-volume production. Condition remains one of the most important factors influencing value. The majority of 1999 New Jersey quarters entered circulation immediately and experienced wear through everyday use. As a result, examples that survived in pristine mint state condition are increasingly rare. Coins that retained full original luster, minimal contact marks, and sharply defined details. Particularly in Washington's figure and the boat became highly desirable among collectors. When authenticated and graded at high mint state levels by professional grading services, these coins gained recognition as elite survivors from the earliest days of the program. Over time, collectors began to understand that first-year state quarters carried long-term historical and financial potential, especially when combined with exceptional preservation or confirmed minting errors. The New Jersey quarter, with its powerful historical imagery and early release status, attracted steady demand within the numismatic market. Although most examples remain common, one rare and professionally verified 1999 Washington, New Jersey state quarter reached a documented market value of $43,000, proving that even modern coins with large mintages can achieve remarkable prices when rarity and history align.